No, that's okay. That movie's great. Yeah, watch that and then watch Pokemon, the Netflix series. Very good.
Pokemon, the Netflix series. You got it.
Hello and welcome. My name is Alex Gonzalez, and with me today is my good old friend, J.E.
Hey, that's me.
And please remember that we are not game devs. How are you? How are you doing today, Jay?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. How you doing?
I'm doing okay too. I actually didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night, but it doesn't feel like I didn't get a lot of sleep last night.
I know what that feels like.
Yeah, where there's a crash happening, but it's not now, and I'm elated. But those are not
a Red Bull, huh?
Red Bull and a coffee.
What? Why?
Well, I took the coffee in the afternoon and the Red Bull in the morning. It should have been the other way around.
Yeah, that's a lot of caffeine.
Yeah. But those are not the stimulants that we are talking about today. Today we are creating something new. Every week, We Are Not Game Devs will create a new exciting video game idea that we have always wanted to play, but do not have any knowledge or know how to create the wonderful experience that are video games. And today is my turn to present We Are Not Game Devs 146th IP. And we're going to begin with this basic concept. And that's hilarious. My screen isn't changing. Hold on. And the basic concept will be, there we go. For all those audio listeners, I appear sideways to Jay, and it may just have to stay this way. And it's hilarious while we're on our Zoom, our Skype, our Discord, what have you. Now, this is the basic concept. You can play as a hero or a villain, and you're in a city. And there's a main mechanic. How you doing, Jay? Am I doing okay sideways?
Yeah,
okay,
you're
good.
fine.
So the basic mechanic is this. The hero has to save as many people as they can while minimizing deaths, and also has to do it while the city takes damage, but minimizing damage to the city. All these are going to matter on rank as well as goals and whether you can pass to the next level or get your next hero rank and unlock new jobs and maybe experience so you can get new moves. And you're going to be battling different villains and play as a hero doing this in an open world city like this. And you'll be able to customize your hero and choose from different archetypes. Now, the villains have to maximize damage and maximize deaths while also not being caught. And if there's henchmen, they have to help the henchmen out. And if the henchmen get caught, that also goes against their rank. What do you think, Jay? What do you think about this idea? Isn't it great?
I think it's really good. I do want to take a giant departure.
What the hell?
From where you're taking it. I do want to change the basics of the game. Unless you're going in this direction, then
it better not be kaiju.
Great, but I don't. No.
Okay,
it's
good.
Not. I just don't think this is the direction or image or dream you had for this. But hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make this. I love the idea, but in my head, I think this would be a really fun 4v4 hero competitive game where it's PvPvE, where the villain's job is this exact same, where each of them have their own expertise. One of them are a villain where they go rob banks and stuff, or one of them's a villain that goes and literally causes chaos and kills people at random. One of them is a evil mastermind that's going to blow up a building. And while the villains are trying to build up doing these things in a 15-minute match, the heroes are running around trying to minimize whatever damage the villains are doing. You know what I mean? And these heroes all have their own abilities and special things that they could do, and even have counters to certain villains that some are better for the evil mastermind, some are better for the bank robber, some are better for different things.
Okay, I don't mind that. That sounds good. I wasn't on board, but now I'm on board. I still want there to be a story mode in the game where you can make your own hero and go from there. But yeah, we can definitely have archetypes to play with that are heroes and villains. And I think it would be fun to flesh out this little universe. This would be a perfect first party game for someone, or like a perfect, you know what I'm saying? Like that, kind of like a little darling kind of thing, a little indie
Hmm.
darling. I think this game would be fun as hell. I think you can then unlock different, like as you play with the character more and get like better ranks on certain maps and do certain things. You can unlock costumes, you can unlock moves, you can unlock voice lines, all while being able to feel like a villain and a hero. And then you could have
Yeah.
even emergent quests where maybe something's happening around the city. Well, maybe you're on your way to go rob the bank. You see like a
Mm.
bank truck and it's going down the street, and then like a side quest will pop up and it says like go and rob the bank truck instead. Or for a
I see
hero,
what you mean.
maybe like a villain, it'll be like go like you'll be going to go kill the villain, and then all of a sudden you'll see a burning building, and there'll be people being like, "Help! Please help!" And then the side quest is help the people, and then you have to choose between following the villain or helping the people.
Okay. How about this then? Like maybe we could have a story mode where it's like two paths. You pick the hero path or the villain path. And the way I see this working is we have a roster of heroes for the multiplayer, which I think is going to be the kind of like the main focus. Like I imagine this kind of like how Call of Duty has their tiers where it's like the story is its thing and then the multiplayer is
Its
all
own
the
thing.
assets in single player, but it's its own thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's the other way around in Call of Duty, but for this it would be the opposite, where there's all these villains and all these heroes in the story for the single player campaign, but you play as one of the heroes, or one of the villains that are trying to make their way up the ladder in this universe of heroes and villains, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see this campaign as actually being pretty short. I would say the hero and villain, both of them up to like maybe 8 hours at the most, maybe 7 hours, around there actually. So they're just really quick, fun stories to introduce you to all the characters, all the people, and then all this like cities and maps and stuff. And then the multiplayer is where we like focus it. And I mean, with all the like cosmetics, voice lines, quips, and all that stuff, I think it would work out really well. But it's not like as competitive as like a Overwatch
No.
or like
It would be like a fun way, and I think I would want to make it where there's just things where you want to level up and play as these villains to flesh them out more. Like find your own favorite villains or find pieces of the story. Or we can even
yeah.
add, you know what would be really cool? Adding like comics that are like hand drawn that are about these heroes that you can also unlock by playing. So maybe there'll be
Mm,
like a series of 5 different comics so you can see their origin story, or
that'd be
maybe
really
see
cool.
like a side series where it's maybe them with another hero or them facing a villain or something like that.
Yeah, that is a really cool idea where maybe one of the main unlocks in the game is unlocking. It would be really annoying and kind of evil on us to have you unlock panel by panel. So maybe it's
No.
like unlock page by page and you could like build it up. Um and like maybe at first we'll start off with everyone's origin story comic. So like maybe like a 15-page spread or like a 25-page spread of just their origin story, and but you'd have to unlock it page by page, and so you could choose to read it page by page, or you could just wait till you finish the entire thing and read it all in one go type of thing. um but that's just
I like
unless
that
you just
though.
want them to unlock the whole thing all at once, but that's just like
No, I think the
we'd have
page
to
by
write a lot of
page.
comics.
I think the page by page would be fine, and it would also give them something to look forward to because there's still art on there. I guess the
Exactly.
best page to unlock first would be the cover page because that's like the best art, and going from there. So, what do you think this game looks like in terms of graphics?
I mean, if we're gonna have the
There's a reason I
okay.
asked this because I still want to talk about main gameplay elements, but there's a certain reason I'm asking because I want to know about destructible environments because I think that's obvious. I think these environments need to react to different heroes. So if you're playing a fire hero, an electricity hero, a hero that causes explosions, a hero that maybe uses gas like poison gas, things need to be able to be set on fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
certain buildings. And then maybe if you're using a naturalist villain, a naturalist hero, I would like there to be vines and things to grow. So like there would be like
Yeah.
adaptable environments.
Yeah. If maybe, okay, in my head, I think it could go two different ways. One, it could look very kind of cartoony and kind of like animated, and the other is we go hyper realistic. And then that would make the comics be kind of cool, where it's like these are the comic renditions of these heroes that look like real people, or we'll have it look animated and the comics just look like the characters from the game.
I think we should do the hyper realistic. What do you think?
I mean, I'm totally fine with that.
Okay, cool. So now we're doing a 4v4 and a main story where you play as heroes and villains, and it doesn't always have to be one organization of heroes. I don't want it to be black and white. I want it to have a little bit of nuance in there of like, certain heroes don't like each other, maybe certain villains don't like each other, different stuff like that. It doesn't have to be one organization where everyone's best
How
friends.
about we have 4... To start, we'll have 4 organizations. We'll have the obvious villain organization. They're there to take over the world or whatever. You know what I mean? Then we have like the League of Heroes that combat all crime within the community. Then we have the evil dudes that are just kind of like the gang. These guys are like the bank robbers. They're the people. They terrorize people
they do
on
it
the street.
We could do one where they do it exclusively for money. They're money motivated.
And for themselves and stuff. Yeah.
And another one is like, and the other gang is to like, or the other group is they want to send a message. They want to change the world. They're the visionaries.
Exactly. Yeah, I was going to say there's some crazy, like super like intense dudes that have good intentions, but are kind of like.
And that's what I would play right there. Those
ambiguous.
Guys. Yeah.
And then within them, there are characters that are obviously more like heroes, but then some that teeter towards like a villain temperament, but there's kind of like on the line.
Man, I like it. I'm bringing the heat.
And then eventually when we have like the Fallen King in terms of Destiny references, like a DLC that drops, which is the big DLC, like when Fortnite shut it down the game, like when we have that moment, that's when we introduce like the new faction, the new organization that's just sick of all of these heroes
and
bullshit.
What would be cool is if it was like literally an underground faction, like during the time, like during the story's main events, it would be seen like them literally looking like up from the ground, and it could be like we call them like the Fallen or something, and they're just the ones that have been forgotten about society and banded together, and maybe they're like mutants, like they have mutant powers.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe instead of introducing one hero like every season, we introduce new hero, like 4 new heroes with a new organization, like once a year,
and it
or
doesn't,
something. You know what I mean? Like have a big drop a year.
And it doesn't have to be just necessarily like an organization. We could also do like one where it's like the sidekicks. So it's like 4, but they're like
cool.
It's like a Young Justice type of thing, where they're younger, they're inexperienced,
really cool.
But they have different powers and different almost ways they move because they're not full grown adults. Now I also want
I think that'd be a cool addition to combat, like, because it's easy to make villain sex. It's hard to make hero sex because it's like, why wouldn't you just join the big group, But a Justice League, or not Justice League, like a Teen Titan league that grows would make total sense as to being another hero organization we could introduce. And like, it's not like we introduce every year 4 heroes, or I guess it would be more than just 4 heroes, like 4 heroes for a new organization. It'd be like those 4 heroes plus new additions to other organizations. Like we'll fill out the rosters of others too. So I keep interrupting you.
No, you're good. And there's just a well that we can come from, where then all of a sudden, like if we want to, if you get into like an alien invasion where there's that, then all of a sudden there's interplanetary heroes, So it can go either way. Now, I also want there to be some type of secondary system like a battle pass where the players are earning things just by playing the game also. Where just by them playing, they can earn something. And it's free, but it's still in the background. Because what I want this game to be multiplayer wise is I want there to be retention. For it not to be like that main squeeze, because that's always going to be the FPS, the war zone, et cetera, et cetera. But I'd want them to be like, but no, let's hop in and like at least play a little bit because I want to get that daily done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how about we have it where we'll have two of the best situations where we will do it where it is. I mean, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit, but I would want this to be a $60 game, but with Overwatch stuff, where there's loot boxes you earn, and then you could unlock things with currency in the game. But then we'll also include a free battle pass every season or whatever, and that will have rewards that you could only get if you play and keep playing, get experience to get like higher and higher rewards on this pass. And then there's like an ultimate reward at the end, but we won't have a premium battle pass. You know what I mean? We'll only have the free one.
And then for the free season thing, like if you're a part of the season, instead of like a instead of like a little kitschy thing, I want there to be something cool where every like season, maybe it's focused on like a certain, the story's always focused either on a certain person or a certain faction. Maybe there's one exclusive armor piece that's handed out each season, and then it combines to make a costume for one hero. So when you play like all 3 seasons, you'll get that, because that would make me want to, first off, I think that'd be fucking dope, and second, it would make me be like, no, like I'm invested. I want to at least ride this out and complete this so I can get that exclusive armor.
I mean, I know you don't play too many games with the battle pass.
No.
So maybe this is how we could do it. Like, this is how some battle passes would do it. They don't have a system like this because it would maybe anger some people, but I don't think it would be a big deal if it's just all free. What we could do is on this battle pass, you'll unlock like let's just give you a certain example. The epic reward that you earn at the very end of this battle pass, 100 levels in, would be whoever the story is focusing on for that season, their secondary cool skin that you could unlock for them. But you have to unlock this between levels 1, 20, 45, 70, 80, 90, then 100. And then when you finish all of those, you get it at the very, very end. Mm-hmm. But scattered throughout, there'll be smaller skins you could unlock piece by piece.
Yeah.
At like level 2, 6, 12, and 20, you unlock the skin for this other villain. And then in between, you lock skin, like pieces of skins for. So it's not like every level you're getting a reward. In this one, you'll get a reward like currency, and then you'll get like a piece of a skin. And because it's free, I don't think people would freak out too much.
Now, this is the last thing I want to add. Now, I want there to be, if you play one character over and over and over again, it also unlocks, if you get to a certain amount, a particle effect. And I want it to be like something
tied
where
to like personal achievements or like challenges.
Yeah, so like if there was a character that maybe with rage like has fire, when it's like rage mode, it would be like there would be veins popping out on the character as well as blue fire. And instead of the fire just holding in the hands, in this version it's blue and it's dripping like off of them, like because there's so much energy and stuff of that nature, where it would make it almost like an Omega character to show like, oh man, like he really plays the fuck out of that hero.
I like it. Yeah, it'll kind of be like the golden weapons in Overwatch, but you have to do something to earn it, and it's hard to earn. And we don't have just one; we have multiple that you could earn. Kind of like titles in Destiny, I guess. I know you don't understand this reference, but it's like in Destiny, you'll have a book, and you have to complete dozens of challenges to get one title. And it could be something like that. We have to play this character a lot and do multiple things, like get 1,000 kills with this ability, get 1,000 kills with this ult, get 5,000 hours total. That's a lot, but you know what I mean. Get 50 hours total with this one character, and you could unlock these things and then better versions of those things as you like bronze, silver, gold versions of a certain animation or a certain particle effect as you continue on your adventure. So kind of like titles, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
But visual.
Perfect. Now, what kind of music are we listening to when playing this game?
I think music pertaining to each character, kind of like how Lucio's music is very like EDM, ravey, and like each character will have their own feel and.
So I think there should be an organization theme or like whatever gang they're a part of or whatever a group or collective they belong to, and then an individual theme, like an individual remix playing off the main theme. So you would feel the character's personality, but it would all be the same song, but for that particular group.
What if this is just a random thought I had? What if an unlock that we also have in this, like a something that you can earn in this game, are complete title screen UI skins based on heroes and villains. You know how there's a start screen that says play,
I'm loving it.
Matchmaking.
I was honestly thinking I want to add as much personality as possible. I was even thinking, you know how I told you the music needs to be different themes? What if there's one character that just loves being a hero so much, is such a geek about it, that like when you're playing their gang, they're under them, they're almost like Crunk, where they're singing their own theme song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like as they're playing, they're like, now look out for the villain, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would totally like UI for title screens. And then we could even do it where different heroes are announcers, or we could do villain packs too. Like it's limitless.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay. I love it.
All right. Now we've got the gameplay down. We know what it's going to look like. Obviously, it's going to cost $60, right?
Obviously.
All right.
70 probably now.
70. You know what? Fuck it. Next gen. This would be something to be excited about. All right, Jay. Let's get your timer out because we're going to name this game.
And let's go. We can name it something dumb like Kapow. Blam.
Let's see if we can do like. I'm thinking. I want to name it like that's almost like after the city.
I was thinking about going that route, but are we only going to have one city we visit? I imagine this would be like a international affair. I was also thinking about trying to name the Heroes Guild specifically, or what could we name? Like how there's mutants. There's Inhumans, there are Supers. What if we name them like, or what are they called in My Hero? Like Quirks,
yeah, those are the name of the powers. Now, let's see. Because all the names like sound really lame to me, like Save the City.
Yeah, and I also don't want to use a name like League of something. You know what I mean? Superheroes are hard, man.
Mankind's hope, demise.
Mankind's hope / demise.
Yeah. But then people are like, so anyways, I was playing Mankind's hope demise, and it's pretty good.
It's more like if you are, the idea is if you are more towards the villain or hero side, you would just call it mankind's hope or
Okay,
mankind's
then
demise.
let's do this. Let's do this. We'll do that lettering. Here we go. This is how we bail ourselves out. We're gonna do that lettering where mankind is gonna be the feature, and then whichever you see first, because it's gonna look like either hope or demise depending on how you see it as a person. Whichever you see first. So the both words are there the way the letters are structured, but it's whichever you see.
I don't know exactly what you mean,
Okay,
but are we
so-
going with mankind's hope and demise?
Yeah. So think about this. Have you ever seen
Okay.
something where there's a word, but it also looks like another word at the same time?
Oh, I see kind of what you mean.
Like
Well, then
artists
wouldn't it
do
have to
different
be, like-
designs where it's like minimalist, but it shows.
Yeah. Wouldn't hope and demise have to be like similar type of words then? Like hope and
We'll do hope uppercase
Nope.
and demise lowercase, so it would look like there would be different ones. Or we could do it where we hide demise in hope or hope in demise. And then I guess and then hope, maybe hope would have a cape behind it, and that would actually add letters to demise. So you can either see hope in a cape or hope with a halo, or demise with like horns. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be like one of those cross designs where it depends on which one you see. Almost like, do you see a lady or do you see like an old lady?
sure.
All right,
kinda
what's the
get what
time
you're
on
saying.
that? Yeah,
Whatever it
I
is,
over-explained the hell out of that.
I don't really understand, but 3 minutes, 51 seconds for mankind's hope/demise.
All right, mankind's hope / demise, where you can either play as a team of 4 heroes, villains, or whoever really, in factions where it is a city that and different cities that must be saved all around the world. As you play with your favorite hero, you will unlock different costumes, origin stories, artwork, and more in mankind's hope / demise. All right, I think we have a game here, Jay. What do you think? Would this game be fun, and would you want to play?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a great time. I feel like it's a cool take on a multiplayer game that you're not fighting each other necessarily, but trying to prevent each other's actions. I think eventually you do near the end of the game, you do have to fight each other eventually, but only.
I think it would be like kill
caught or whatever.
or like capture one villain or kill one hero.
Yeah. Maybe like as a goal, like that's the how you win type of thing.
Yeah.
Also, we never talked about it, but I imagine there's also going to be more game modes eventually. Like I think an end of the season type of mode would be an Avengers type thing where it's like,
or you can do
8v8s or something like that.
Yeah, we could do something like that, or we could do something where it's like quote unquote the war, where all of a sudden it's like you said, an 8v8, or it's both, and then we can also on another season do the villains and heroes team up to defend the world. You know, there's an outside
like stuff like
threat.
that.
Yeah.
But I definitely would play this game, and plausibly be very invested.
I think
however long it runs for.
So I think this is a fantastic idea, and I don't just say that because it's my idea. It is still a very Alex game, but fuck, man, this one's fun. Like I knew I had something good here when I thought of it, and it made me excited when it first popped into my head. So
yeah,
what game studio would you choose to make Mankind's Hope / Demise? For me, I guess I'll go off the cuff. I was gonna say something more than I ended the sentence abruptly. I had the studio in my head and then I lost it. Definitely not Blizzard. I just because they already have something like that.
Well, I have one for you.
Who?
They've tried doing something like this before, but they absolutely failed. And I feel like,
with
the play with elements and the way this game looks and everything, I think they already have all the bases for this. This just could be a reuse of some of the assets and then a lot of work.
I know where you're going with this. You're
and I think,
Gearbox, isn't it?
No, BioWare.
Oh fuck
with
yeah!
their
Yeah.
work with Anthem. They already have flying. They already have elemental combinations. Like instead of being just elemental combinations, they could make it so it's combinations of different superheroes' powers and stuff. Because the Anthem entire gameplay was about combining fire with ice, with lightning, with plasma. Like that was the whole what the combat was based off of. And I think they could do something with this. They already got flying down. They have to work a lot on the running. They have to do a lot with the style and everything. But I think they could pull something off.
All right, I like it. I kind of want to go to Capcom for this one, and specifically the Ninja Theory, who were behind Devil May Cry. Think about the action heroes for this game and the fighting and how fun it would be if it were like a Devil May Cry with combos. I think and powers. What's up?
No, just the last one I could think of that probably you wouldn't want them, I feel like, but I think that they have the ability, the resources, and the interest to back a game like this. But Ubisoft would definitely want this idea, I feel like in their repertoire of multiplayer ongoing franchises.
I'm not hating on Ubisoft. If Ubisoft bought this game, this is my baby that would end up being supported forever. Ubisoft sticks it out with their fucking games. Another one for me would be Square Enix. I think all of the main characters to Final Fantasy, like all of the main characters of Final Fantasy and the side characters can be individual heroes in themselves with how unique they are. And I think it would be fantastic. Like Noctis's teleporting abilities. I already know your favorite hero from X-Men is Nightcrawler. A teleporting hero is fucking awesome, no matter which way you do it. And if you can do it right, where they can do it where if you throw a certain item, it teleports to the item or doesn't, even better. Even better.
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely see it.
And with that, our 146 IP has gone gold. We hope you look forward to this experience that will probably never release. You can write to @poundgames@gmail.com if you have anything to patch into the game we create today. Also, give us feedback. We are still learning how to make this show better, and your feedback really helps. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to back our ideas, please head over to patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Patrons receive episodes 2 days early and an extra podcast at the beginning, which you caught the tail end of our conversation at the beginning of this episode. That's patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. If you liked our show, why not subscribe and give us all the stars on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store, Spotify, YouTube, and more. And if they ask for a review, instead of reviewing our show, become your inner game critic and review Mankind's Hope Cross Demise, the video game we just created. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back next Friday with another new IP. Again, my name is Alex Gonzalez.
And I'm Jay Yee.
Thank you, and please remember that we are not game devs. I can tell you're sad that I didn't do AG, and I'll be bringing it back. I felt the sadness in your heart.
That's what that was. That's what that was. Give me one pitch for one hero you would want prominently in this. What's their superpower?
All right. I want a hero that is made out of water and can sink down into puddles, but the puddles can have infinite depth, but also can be if the character splits up into different puddles, they can be portals, so they can sit there and split themselves up into smaller puddles and they can swallow up people, but if they do big puddles, they can swallow up whole things and store them even inside of them and either take it out or teleport if there's two people.
The Donny County influence is strong.
I didn't even think about that.
You know what his superpower name would be, or his superhero name would be?
I'm just like, dude, I want dope gameplay mechanics, and I'm not ashamed to steal them. Oh my god.
His superhero name is Jumping Fountains.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I didn't even think about that, but wouldn't that be a cool power?
That'd be a cool power.
All right, how
mine
about
would
you?
be a villain that runs so fast, like a speedster, but the only purpose of being a speedster is obviously getting from point A to point B faster. But like all of his attack moves are based off the wind that comes from trailing behind him. And so that's how you would have to attack, kind of like a Tron bike.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. See, I think we could come up with really cool stuff and make it work. I think we could do another villain. I'll just shoot off the hip where he's all about snacks. So he or she has to like eat a bunch of snacks, or they, and then it powers them up to the, like, every time they eat a snack, it changes one of their limbs into like a big old muscly power limb until eventually they have all of them. All right. I like it that.